Hi guys, and welcome to a brand new video. It's been quite some time since the previous video, and as you see, this is the first of a gaming video that I've ever done. I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know how good this is going to sound, although I'm pretty sure it's going to sound pretty bad. And today I'm just going to be showing you my Itty Bitty Railway World. So basically, Itty Bitty Railway is like this Roblox game where you can build your own railway and stuff, and like this miniature railway. It's like very fun. You have all these stations and buildings and stuff. And I'm just going to be showing you what I have currently here. Just kind of a tour of this entire railway world. It's still a work in progress. There's still going to be a lot more that I have to do, obviously. So this might be like a possibly like an episode one, but yeah. So anyways, remember to like and subscribe, and yeah, let's get on to it. Alright, so first up we have over here, which is line 1. Now, the reason why these two lines are connected over here is because I tried expanding it backwards, which isn't possible, so now there's just this weird connected line, even though these trains actually aren't connected, as you can see. Ooh, that's a little bit weird, might have to fix that later. But yeah, line 1 operates with this train. So it starts over here at Oxford Station. Yeah, I just kind of named the stations kind of randomly. Um, and over here we go up on the little hill, right? And so down here we have Small Hill Station. I know, very creative signage. Yep, yep. Destination board, benches, the classics. Over here we have a long stretch of track where we go into a tunnel. Now I made my character small so you can actually see inside the tunnels. I mean there's not much to see, but still. So over here you have an unnamed station. Actually no. It's Sable Station. Now this used to be unnamed, but it's now called Sable. And has connections with the cable car line. We'll get to that later. And so it has like these nice little platform covers things and the footbridge. It's all very red, as you can see, because line one's red and stuff. Right, so down here we go through the tracks to this tunnel. Oh, there's a train. Yeah, this bridge is kind of in the way, but too late for to correct it now. Alright, down this long section of track we go. There's another station down there, and this like cutting area. Yeah, I might build something here one day. We'll see. Um, Right, so over here we have Sandy's station, which is a pretty more basic station, no benches or anything, but it has the footbridge, modern footbridge, and the departure board, and yeah, that's kind of it for this place. Then we go on to a bridge, we'll get to that later, and over here the line goes up on a very slow incline. Slowly going above line 3, which we'll get to in a couple minutes. Over this bridge, looks quite nice, we'll get to this place later. Uh, you know, Higher Three Bridges station again, pretty standard design. Four signs, sometimes six. Destination boards, modern footbridge in this highly rated area. Here you have a highway right beside it. Over here you have another railway. Which line is that? I think that's line. Well, I actually no idea which line this is. Okay, line 2. We'll get to that in a moment. Another bridge over here, which of course this is the higher of the three bridges. This isn't a bridge, so you know. It's the highest of the three bridges. I mean, technically it's only two bridges, but this is either that's it's kind of complicated. They have a nice little tunnel section, very short tunnel section, I will say. Down here we go into an underground section with Lost Enders station here. I just want to see how long these trains are. They don't even fit on the platform. Alright, so the station has your destination boards, benches, and brick, footbridge, and departure board. Pretty much the standard stuff. Then you're on to another tunnel again. Now, this place used to be open, but then they decided to cover up. And over here, you have this deep little section with Landor Station, which is pretty much a sparse four signs, brick footbridge, and two destination boards. Going down a little bit lower, and you have some buffer stops here. Alright guys, so back here, now at line 2, which is signified by green signage, sorry, and has this train operating on it. Right, this is more of a commuter-esque line. It starts at Ganford Station, which has like this nice old station roof and these platform covers, and this departure destination boards stuff. Departure to the airport. Alright, so over here we go up on this hill. I'm gonna clone stuff, what no. Alright, so over here we walk around. Walk on this pretty precarious bridge combined with this bridge. Okay, this part is probably the worst of my railway. This part is so messy. I don't know. So you have mountain station. Again, very creative names for signage. So yeah. And it just kind of goes into a hole down here. I can't really block this off because, well, there's another railway here. Get to that in a moment. So after the mountain station, go for these pretty precariously placed tunnels. That's just covering up over here, and then we go into Epping Station. This has new signage, brick footbridge, and some departure destination boards. And it's like half tunnel, half open. So kind of like Sloane Square Station on the underground or something like that. Over here, the line goes. But there's like this section over here before it goes up on the pretty slow incline. Through these buildings, these are all other lines. We'll get to these later. Again, and over here we go on this long section of track. Straight over here it curves through this weird section. And over here it enters a very tall brick arch. This part, yeah, that's a little bit icky. I can't really fix it though. And over here we go to a pretty steep decline, curving down around till we enter the junction, which is 2 line 3 tracks and 1 line 2 track. So over here we have Albridge Station. Right, we'll get to this place in a moment. So this is line 2 again. 2 old station routes, very nice, pretty cool. And basically over here we go back on another hill, and I mean, right. So over here we continue going, past this place. Yeah, we'll get to this later. And over here we have Sydenham Station. Sydenham. Okay. This is also, pretty standard. Modern footbridge, couple signs, departure destination boards. And it's also like part covered, like a fifth maybe is covered up. And over here with this very tall bridge and these towers, spike things. Yeah, we'll get to those later. So over here we have, yeah, just fell off it like a dummy. A bridge. This is line 1. We just passed on this a couple of minutes ago. Now through this cutting, going under through this cutting and through this tunnel, curved around here, through these tracks. And over here we arrived at the most creative station name in the entire world, Water. So smart, guys. Really am. Like, who would ever think of such a smart name for a station? Brick footbridge, all the standard stuff, and a bunch of water here because, well, it's water. Or water, depends on the British use. And so over here we curve around, we kind of go through the station, and over here, yeah, one track just dies. And over here we enter the 3-way junction. One of the lines are line 2, the other 2 are line 3. Over here just have a bunch of landmarks that I place, like a bunch of towers stacked together. Friends through the worst posture you've ever seen. Sydney Opera House, Statue of Liberty, Arc de Triomphe, or Marble Arch. No, it's Arc de Triomphe, I'm pretty sure. Big Ben, Leaning Tower, Pisa, and then some skyscraper building. Right. Continuing down here, we go under a short tunnel. And over here, we finally arrived at the terminus of line 2, Finstock Station, which has modern footbridge, couple signs, buffers, and destination departure board signs. Okay, so over here we have line 3, which uses it's just NSR-S7. It's supposed to mean it's a London Underground type line. Like if you saw the trains, you know what I mean. Like it's inspired, since a lot of the stations are underground. So first station is Cambridge. Listen, I was just naming these stations based off like British places and stuff and words, okay? So you don't have to make sense geographically. And we have the sign for line 3, it's a blue, no footbridge or anything because, well, it's under a tunnel. That's where line 1 is. Okay, so over here we continue. Here we have some more tunnels. Try to keep this line as tall as possible. I have the 3 junction again. The other line is also line 3, that one. Alright, so go under a tunnel below Small Hill Station. There. Hold on. There. Continue down through these tunnels. Arrive at Liverpool Station, which has signs, departure, destination boards, where they kind of cover the tunnels, and then a modern footbridge, which is kind of why this part is like almost entirely tunnel, but then just a small open section. Continuing down through this track, and oh, that was another player, I'm pretty sure. See, there's other players here. And dang, that's a cool world. I want to be able to explore it. Okay, so here you have Grayson Street. This station also used to be unnamed, but yeah. Now then, Grayson Street. This one has no destination departure boards. It's literally just signs and a platform you can barely see. Paying for these tunnels and tracks, we get up to this hill, which you go up on. That's the cable car line, which kind of intersects with this line. Oh yeah, that's pretty bad. I can't really fix at this point though. So coming through here, we have a bridge covered by a tunnel, and then continue down over here with a bridge covered by another bridge. This is the what, line one, right? Yeah, I think it is. No, yeah. Okay, this is line two. This is line one. Yeah, okay, this is line three. All right, we got that all sorted out. Then over here we have lower Three Bridges Station, which is a bunch of benches, a modern footbridge, two signs, and destination departure boards. Because of course you have higher Three Bridges Station up there, and this is of course the lower Three Bridges Station. There's no middle Three Bridges Station, however. That's line two beside. And over here we go below the bridge that line two runs on, into a tunnel, which we pass through. Down here, curve back around, back into another tunnel, and over here we have another station. Again, kind of covered up with nothing but just like two signs, Wood Green. Just named off some random London Underground station. Yeah, nothing really interesting about this one. Over here we continue through the tracks, line three for the three-way junction again. And over here we climb upwards, and now we enter an open section. This is honestly one of my favorite sections, probably on this entire railway network. I know I continue want to make me clone and delete stuff. And as you continue going up these hills, occasional flat breaks. Over we have a long ramp down. I'll explain why later. Tracks going down here. And over here we enter Red Bridge Hill Station, which used to be the longest platform on my entire railway. With six signs, old station roof platform covers, all in lovely black, old brick footbridges, all the standard stuff, departure destination boards. Also, this station looks so magnificent. Just a huge, huge wall. Right below future that we're going to get to. Over here we continue. Here we actually enter the actual Red Bridge, which is bridge to San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge, but just the Red Bridge, okay? In this world, it's the Red Bridge. We'll get to that place later. Over here we have Red Bridge, named after the Red Bridge, which is another very long platform we have, really high up. Couple signs, old station roofs, modern footbridges, footbridge. There's only one, I want to say, footbridges, and a couple signs. Over here we continue. We enter a very nice brick arch, almost perfect, almost. That's line 4. We get to that later. Over here we start continuing ourselves down. Yes, this place is connected to that place down there. And then we start a little descent over here. That's line 5. We'll get to that in a couple minutes also. Right, so over here we curve around through these tracks, down here, and we enter some more open stations. First we have Wiltshire. Wiltshire or Wiltshire? I can't remember now. We have a couple signs, destination departure boards, and a brick footbridge. That's the cable car line. Pass through straight over here. Could honestly tunnel the section up. I don't know. What do you guys think? Here we have Lagos Station, brick footbridge, signs, destination departure boards, also like partly covered. Then to the full-on tunnel section here. No, very nice. This train's just traveling above, just so much light from them. Over here we have Salisbury Station, which has platforms, signs, destination, departure boards, modern footbridge, yada yada yada. More tunnels in this water section. And over here we finally have Barking Station, just as a bunch of signs, buffers, and that's it. And over here you can also leave to see this magnificence, where the tunnel just expanded. This used to be blocked up. I decided to open this up so you can see it more better. Right, so over here we have line 4, which uses this like orange and yellow signs. This is Lewis Station, signs, departure, destination boards, one on footbridge. This line is more of a, this line has the fastest trains which are currently used in the game. LT Bullet. Has this large like hill ramp thing that's used to access it. I'm a bit sick, which is kind of why I sound so dead and why I'm coughing and sneezing so much. Apologies. We have one of the tallest bridges in the game, which perfectly like just misses the red bridge, like almost perfectly. With this magnificent brick arch just passing through the area here in the railways. Looks so nice. And it's continuing down here. Can't build station level because there's a height limit, unfortunately. Damn, this looks nice. And over here we continue down to the tallest and longest platform. We currently have Barmish, which is 2 old platform roofs, old station platform roofs, and 2 more then, some signs, destination departure boards, and a modern footbridge. Pass through this huge concrete bridge. And then you curve down here, and then we start a long descent down. Starts off with this steeper cliff, and then it goes like slightly flatter, as you can see with this change. Over it turns the line under a bit of a short tunnel, straight and curves again under this tall modern bridge. We'll get to that later. Then over here we have Darlington Station, which has these platform covers, things, canopies, platform signs. Nothing really much else though. The sign's like literally on the tracks, which is kind of cool, I guess. Under the cable car bridge, up and up a hill, straight, tunnel, hill, you know, all the standard stuff. That's also line 4. Curve here, straight, then we go up here. Now, because of how fast these trains are, I've spaced out the platforms so fast, so it takes a long time to get to these platforms, so, you know, be right back. And over here we have Alpine Station, which has an old station roof, you know, signs, destination departure boards, and a modern footbridge. And that's another bridge down there from the messy water section. I really hate that section. I might remodel it one day, like completely. Continuing down here, we have this huge concrete bridge. Now, there used to be a station somewhere around here. However, the signs were just too much and irritating, and it was just kind of like blocking. I just wanted like a more seamless, nice journey over here, so I decided to remove it. Forgot what it's called. I think it was like 3 letters long though. Over here we have a modern bridge, shorter. And then we now have a curve again, and then we go into another bridge. A lot of bridges on this line. A brick bridge. I like doing some variations, so I just kind of change the bridges around. Then we go up another hill. And of course, you arrive at the next station, which is some platform covers, destination, departure boards, and signs. Argleton Station. Really, just look how fast these trains are, though. Look. Phew! That's fast. Very good for this old iron bridge over here. I bought some supports for it since the original one doesn't actually have any supports. I bought these columns over here. Right below the red bridge. Over here we have Grove Station, signs, modern footbridge, benches, and the station departure board, along with covered a bit from the line 5. Over here we turn, go over another brick bridge. This is also line 4, so this is line 4 going under line 4, and line 4 going over line 4. Over here, we have at the terminal station landing, which is this pretty long platform, old station roof, destination departure, board signs, modern footbridge, and so. And over here, we finally have line 5, the newest line that we have here currently. Canberra Station is the first one. This one uses brown signs and these trains, similar to the line 2 ones, but slightly different. The station departure board signs, on a footbridge, all the standard stuff, all the standard stuff. Over here we have a long modern footbridge. I'm just slightly slower than the train. I actually can't. It's like a bit faster than me. Over here in the next station, which is Tottenham Station, has a modern footbridge, destination departure board signs, or station roof signs. It's all very brown because of the entire line is like has brown signage. Everything else is just brown at the station, not the windows, so that look bad. Anyway, we continue through another Arc de Triomphe visit. So if it says like Marble Arch, I'm actually gonna be so mad. Alright, so I just checked it, and yep, it's a triumphant arch. I'm just gonna call it Arc de Triomphe, can't I? I don't care. I probably butchered that pronunciation. Arc de Triomphe. I should just stop saying it. Another modern footbridge, another modern bridge, to kind of signify this is a modern line going here. I try to make this like an elevator style, which is why it's so high up. Going for some long sections over here. Goes up below the line 4 magnificent brick arch bridge. Up line 4 again. To another modern tunnel, which I color coded the grass blocks white so that it kind of is more seamless. I'm actually looking from here. These columns over here, slightly above Redbridge Hill Station. And over here we have Bridgeness Station, which is current terminus of line 5. Yeah, it only has 3 stations. Oh well. With buffers, destination departure boards, modern footbridge, and a couple signs. Alright, okay, one more line to go. So over here we have the cable car line, which is unofficially line 6, but And so basically the first station over here is, well, technically stop, is Wiltshire, which is the same name as the line 3 station over here. I decided to build a little like platform canopy cover section. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty nice with some benches and stuff. It's pretty nice. Over here we go up to a small little railway bridge. Go through here under the line 5 modern bridge, under Redbridge station of line 3, down here, and over here we have Barmish stop. Pretty nothing really to say about this, just signs really, that's it. For another tunnel of line 4, then here we go. I also made it so that you actually connect to every single station. As you see, there's this like ramp downhill ramp thing from line 4 station over here, which is Barmish, otherwise called the same name. It's basically kind of like a supporting line, just kind of connected to every single station. Wow, this looks like some kind of like massive, like that one, like, wow, so dense. Over here we have Argleton stop because Argleton line 4 station over here. That's why there's a connection over here. Here we have line 2, the kind of intersecting section over here. And over here we pass by Sable, which is where the stop is. Now, I actually named the stop first before naming the station. And I'm planning to expand this one day somewhere. Not really sure where. Alright, okay. Let's all go to Redbridge Hill Station very quickly. Random little hill sections over here. So basically, these rounds have a little bit of lore. However, I still need to expand that a lot. I still need to expand it by a lot, which is why I haven't talked about it today. So basically, this is a former cable car line, which started being built, however, was never completed, and all that's left today are the abutments, like the allotments, of where the line would have went, but in the end it actually never was fully completed, and eventually the tracks are pulled up, which just leaves these two little remnants. Alright, let's go down there to I guess Barmish cable car stop. As you see, I've built this pretty large town over here, which I decided to call Barmish. So I'm going to show you through it. Now, each of these buildings I've colored and tried to make each building have as much of a unique and individual color as possible, unless I really wanted them to have the same color. So down here we just have some residential roads. We're going to get to that part later. You know, I forgot to add pavement, so now it's too late, so it's just kind of like this weird road section. A bunch of these buildings over here. It's a really red shop. Warehouses, office blocks. These are all the buildings, by the way. House, shop, apartments, or as we'd call them in the UK, flats. Office tower, restaurant, warehouse, factory. Some skyscrapers over here. Some more flats, some factories, along with some brick walls over here. So a lot of trees in these areas. Some more flats. You know, we have some loop section now. There's no parking lot to build, so I just kind of improvise over here. Right, so if we curve down here, we have some office blocks and some houses over here, some connected housing, more trees, some more semi-separated like suburban housing over here, shops, and another like small loop section. Yeah, this place, oh, I'm gonna build a lot more here eventually. Some residential roads, you know, feeding into a lot of the stations are around this area, you know, really sad stuff. Over here, this large and complicated little turning section. Over here, we have some more shops and housing before it just ends over here. Very interesting groove colors over here, blue and green. Going back here, this time I'm going to go straight up these incline roads, do this little tunnel of the railway, and then back down again. And you straight in a long row of just shops and restaurants over here, under the cable car line, touching the line 4 line railway line. Bunch of just grey, dull flats over here. Then you're going to this lovely park, a bunch of houses, shops, restaurants, and flats. This is also one of my favorite parts of this entire railway because it looks so nice and peaceful. And just lovely and decorated, you know. All the hills and stuff and fountains. It's a really lovely place. And over here, the town ends. Well, almost ends. We still have one more part to see. Turn down to this tunnel. And over here, we see these bunch of these trees. That's still to be built over there. So, yeah, we'll get to that later. I don't know about that. Yeah, what's built there? Yeah. We have some houses, a whole lot of trees, some more houses, sparsely separated, whatever. I don't know what is going on here. Bunch of some restaurants, and then down there you have some flats and office blocks and a warehouse. And yeah, that's this entire town finished. So we have one more town I started building recently. So now I'm gonna go see that unnamed town. Maybe you can write in the comments below for what this should be called. Maybe not Lower Three Bridges, but maybe like what's the station called again? Sydenham. Sounds like a nice place. I'll consider it. So before we get to that, over here we have this residential roads, you know, some trees, some flats, houses, shops, restaurants, all the standard stuff. Some road signs. This is Hanton Road. Over here, and yeah, that's this entire road currently, past my Aldridge Rail Factory. Right. Oh wait, no, we've actually missed a little bit, my bad. When we go down here, we can also turn past the inclines over here and into this little park section with some fountains at the end. So to add some trees just so it wasn't as dull, but I'm really a fan of it. What do you think? It's just this one uncolored house. Shoot. Oopsies. We have this incline over here, this hill climb over here to a highway-esque road thing, passing by higher three bridges station line 1, going here, going down, curving down, and connecting to the roads over here before going back into a single road. This is actually like a bridge, but held up by like these support columns instead. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, guys, I think that's gonna be it for today. Write down if you want to see more episodes of this. You know, I don't know how good this is even going to be. Or this is just gonna completely suck or flop or something. Yeah, we'll see. You'll see. Gotta experiment. Anyways, bye guys.